All right, so now that we went through all of that, I just kind of want to go over the other few options that you have here in MagicZap so that you understand everything else. So I want you to see down here you have a timeout. So this timeout basically decides per user how often to trigger this MagicZap. So for example, if I was doing a phone call and I did have a phone call going on, where whenever somebody comes to my landing page, they're going to get a phone call. Well, if they go to if I have that cookie option on and they go to my web page like 6 times in a row, I may not want to give them 6 phone calls in a row. So I could literally go in and say, hey, I want to set a 1-day timeout on this so that my phone call will only trigger once a day. All right, I only want it to trigger once a day. So in order for that to work, I need to go in and set my timeout in days, hours, or minutes. You know, if I wanted it to only happen every 60 minutes, or if I only want it to happen every 7 days, or whatever I want my timeout to be in between these automations, I need to go and actually set the time, and then I need to just turn on my timeout option here, okay? So that's what the timeout does. We've also talked about the cookie option already in a previous video. I've showed you that cookie option, but that cookie option just allows MagicZap to remember the initial data that came. And then if somebody goes back to the landing page and they don't carry that data with them, it's okay. MagicZap can do its job because the information's been cookied, all right? We went over this append HTML. This append HTML option is essentially how MagicZap is able to create those dynamic landing pages. So if your dynamic landing pages aren't working and you're not seeing the dynamic data, just like we're seeing here, where it says, hey, John Vaughn, I have a special offer that's great for hairdressers. If you're not seeing that, then that's probably because this append HTML here is off. And if this append HTML here is off, you're not going to see that data there. So you just need to make sure that you go in here and you turn that append HTML on, and then that special data will come in, all right? And then your magic option, what that magic option does is it passes your data to external redirects. All right, so the magic option will essentially pass your data to external redirects. And what that means is if you have a typical website, you see all these different links here are external redirects, all right? So the difference between external and internal, if I click this form and submit this form, this is an internal redirect, okay? That means that data is sent into the server, and then the server sends you back data and does an external redirect. Internal redirects are just like links on a web page. Every one of these things are links on a web page, all right? These are all external redirects. So what this magic option does is it allows you to pass all the URL parameters from page to page on external redirects. So this option actually kind of went obsolete once we built this cookie option. Now that we built this cookie option, you don't really necessarily need to use this magic option anymore, all right? But that kind of goes over, all the basics of actually getting started with MagicZap and everything that you can pretty much do with MagicZap.